You ever notice how you can decide to be confident and then your body immediately disagrees? You say, I'm going to change my life. 5 minutes later, you're back to the same loop, the same cravings, same self talk, the same avoidance, like, like some kind of rubber band that, you stretch out for a few days or a few minutes and then snap. You're right back to where you used to be. Why does that happen? It happens because you are trying to change the printout without changing the software. You're trying to change your life with your conscious mind, but your life is being run by your subconscious. Subconscious programming is like it's the fundamental basis of all human transformation. It is the understanding that you do not see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. And if you want to change what you see, you have to change who is doing the seeing. And it's the first barrier you have to break. You think you are a fixed thing. You think this is just who I am. You are not a fixed thing. You are not a noun. You are a verb. You are a process. What you call myself is just momentum. It is a bundle of reactions, assumptions, and habits that have built over the period of your entire life. And because that momentum is heavy, it feels permanent. But it isn't. You're oh so malleable. You can become anything. But to do that, you have to stop living on autopilot and start rewriting the code that runs your subconscious. We actually finally have science to back this up. Interestingly enough, this new science is just validating what esoteric traditions and mystics have been saying for thousands of years. So, a massive study published in the journal Cell in 2025 gave us the biological proof of how this works. They looked at how the brain rewires itself, and they found that the brain is essentially an efficiency engine. Think of it like this. Imagine a hiking trail in a forest. If you walk the same path every single day for 10 years, that path becomes a highway. It is wide, it is clear, and you can walk it without looking at your feet. Your brain does the same thing with your thoughts and reactions. These are called cortico-cortical loops. Once your brain learns that stress equals eating sugar or social situation equals anxiety, it paves a highway for that connection. So once the highway is paved, your brain stops taking in new information. It stops looking at the map. To save energy, it just predicts the outcome. It says, oh, we are at a party. I know what we do here. We get anxious and I stand in a corner. It runs the loop automatically to save fuel. That is why you feel stuck. You're not reacting to the present moment. You are reacting to a prediction of the present moment based on information from 10 years ago. You are trapped in a memory of yourself. So how do we break the loop? And, I think this brings us to the most essential skill that you could ever learn in your life, called mindfulness. But we can call this interrupting the momentum. You are not a robot. You are not these loops. You are the awareness behind the loops. Awareness behind the thoughts. You are the observer. Throughout your day, the old program is going to try to run. You will feel a wave of anger or a sudden hit of insecurity. Most people make the mistake of merging with it. They say, I am angry. No, you must step back into the seat of awareness. You catch the feeling and you categorize it. You say, I am noticing a pattern of anger right now. By observing it, You separate yourself from it. You don't fight it, you just watch it. And by watching it without reacting, you stop the car. You deny the old highway its traffic. You starve the old momentum. But starving the old is only half the work. You must build a new highway. And to do that, you need to get your brain into a state where it is willing to pour new asphalt. The cell study I mentioned involved the use of psilocybin, psychedelics. Now, while we aren't saying that you need to go do that, I think it's important to understand why it worked. In these deep psychedelic states, the brain's rigid hierarchy melts down. The ego, that protective firewall that says, "This is who I am," goes offline. The brain becomes open, like a child's brain again. And you don't need substances to access this. You can access these deep states naturally. The most reliable way is meditation. And I'm not really just talking about relaxing here. I'm talking about, like a gym of the mind. If you sit in stillness for 10 or 20 minutes and just observe your thoughts, returning your focus to your breath, you're going to feel resistance. It might be boring. You might want to scroll over your phone. It might get uncomfortable. That's okay. That discomfort is the weight that you are lifting. And as you persist, your brain waves slow down. You move from the frantic beta waves of daily life into the alpha and theta brain waves. These are the frequencies of the subconscious. This is where the door opens. If you struggle to sit in silence, you can use technology to help you. You can listen to theta brainwave audios or guided meditations, which, these frequencies help drag your brain down into that deep receptive state where the ego quiets down and the bubble of your reality becomes soft and malleable. So this, for people who struggle with meditation, meditating on a guided meditation or theta brainwave will get your brain into that malleable state. Once you are in that state, whether it's deep meditation or that drowsy state right before sleep, or right in the morning when you wake up, because this is when your brain is most receptive, this is where you plant the seed. This is where you visualize. And I think that this is the most important part of the video. When it comes to visualization, it's really not just about seeing pictures in your head. The subconscious does not speak English, and it does not care about movies. The subconscious speaks in feeling. You cannot just say, "I want to be confident." If you say "I want," you are telling your subconscious that you do not have it. You are affirming lack. You must feel as if it is already yours. You have to generate the emotion of the wish fulfilled. What does it feel like to be this version of you? Is it a feeling of relief? Is it a feeling of excitement? Is it a deep, resonant gratitude? Gratitude is the ultimate hack for visualization because you are only grateful for things you have already received. When you feel gratitude for your new reality before it happens, your subconscious accepts it as a fact. It assumes the event has already occurred and it begins to rewire your subconscious to match that reality. Now, there's one final way to maybe accelerate this, a way to use your body's natural intensity. You can reprogram during high intensity states, like a hard sprint, during heavy exercise, or even the intense focus of sexual energy. Why? Because in those peak moments, your inner critic shuts up. You are pure focus. If you can hold your affirmation or your visualization of gratitude for having what you want in that moment, you are supercharging it. But again, don't just mindlessly repeat words. While you are sprinting or you're about to be in that peak state, Feel the having of it. Feel I am powerful. I am complete. And be grateful. I am so grateful to be this way. I am so grateful for my confidence. I am so grateful for my abundance. Use that massive surge of physical energy to lock in the feeling of the new reality. To summarize, you are not fixed. The only reason you feel stuck is because your mind has been fixated on the same loops for years, carried by old momentum. But you have the power to change that momentum. It is a process. It requires the awareness to stop the old and the deep focus to feel the new. And don't worry, this does not happen overnight. You just have to keep showing up. Your old patterns were wired over many years of repetition. All right, so I'm not saying it's going to take years now, because now this process is more intentional. But all you really have to do here is keep showing up. Don't even think about the result. Just in the same way you wake up to brush your teeth, make this rewiring another daily activity that you do without thinking or seeking from it. Keep interrupting the old loops. Keep entering the deep states. Keep feeling the new reality. You have to create this new momentum and stop the old momentum by being mindful of it. And at this point, the science proves it. You are wired to change. You just have to take control of the process. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.